I'm Rich, welcome to Rich with Cars. On this week's video, I'm going to be going over a vehicle that I typically don't do. It is an EV, but it's not your typical EV. I want to show you guys, I got an opportunity to actually spend some time with this car. I started learning a little bit more about this car and want to show you guys a little bit more about it because it's not something that you typically can take on the roads. It's something that I guess you can drive around the community, that you can drive around maybe the golf course or perhaps even the beach. So it's something that I guess you could say is a glorified golf cart. And what I'm talking about is Moke. How do you pronounce it? Moke? Moke? I don't know. At the end of the day, you pronounce it whichever way you want. This car now has actually recently been bought out by a Chinese company, and since its acquisition, it's become a full EV vehicle. Because before it used to be an internal combustion engine vehicle, but now being a full EV, it can only go up to 25 miles per hour, and because of that, you can't really take it out on open roads. Wanted to show you guys a little bit more about the car and some of the cool things that you can do with it. So as always guys, I want to show you guys a little bit about this car and the different options of it. So guys, let's strap in and take a look. The Moke or the Moke reminds me a little bit of a Jeep. And when I say a Jeep, it's the Jeep brand. If you look at the front over here, it's got a little bit of reminiscence to the Jeep. It doesn't have the actual vertical slats, but it's got that sort of look, especially with the round headlights. You even have like a pretty solid, bumper, if you want to call it, or like a bull bar. You got little 14-inch wheels. It's so cute, this little 14-inch wheel. But, it does the job. It gets you around different places. Like I said, you can even go to a sandy type of surface in the beach. And then of course, this is not electronically adjustable. This is your side view mirror. It's super easy to adjust. The cool thing about Moke is the fact that you can customize it to whichever way you want. So for example, you got a beige one over here with sort of like a funky design tarp. Let me take you on another one over here. We got a Barbie style full pink Moke over here with a white tarp as well. So you can make your Moke to whichever way liking you want. You want sort of army style, camouflage style, you got one right there. You got a pretty cool one over there too, a black one with some red grille and a red bumper, and the actual framing for the tarp itself also in red. So one of the cool things about Moke is the fact that you can customize it whichever way you want. Then something also that's pretty cool, let's say on this one particularly, you got the pillows that come with it that match the tarp. So that's not too bad. You get to see, of course, the rear wheels with, same 14-inch wheels. And then once again, you have a pretty sturdy rear bumper over here. Your little mud flaps. Of course, your brake lights with your turn signals. And then, believe it or not, a full-size spare tire with a full-size spare wheel. So that's pretty cool. That actually, if you're ever going somewhere along the beach and you get a flat because you hit, I don't know, probably a shell that was very sharp and it punctured your tire, you got this spare one over here. And then of course, finally, hidden right there in that spare wheel, you got a rear view camera. So that's really cool, the fact that you have a rear view camera on sort of like a little electric vehicle. And then one last final thing to show you guys is the fact that these tarps you can actually put on and remove whichever way you like. Look how easy it is. You got these sort of like button sort of functionalities with enclosure, and at the end of the day you can put it on or take it off to whichever way you want. Not much to talk about because this is basically a glorified golf cart. You got some relatively comfortable seats. You got your gear lever over here, which is very similar to sort of like a internal combustion engine regular road vehicle with a Allows you to go through the gears. Pretty large steering wheel, to be honest. You got, believe it or not, you got a radio over here. And then, remember guys, I was telling you about the rear view camera. So, you guys can see right here. And sorry for the noise, that's what it does when I'm reversing. That's your rear view camera. So, do as you can with what you got. You got a little bit of a speedo here in front on the gauge cluster, or the supposed gauge cluster that shows you which gear you're in as well, as you guys can see as I'm switching through the gears. Your battery charge level, that's your amperage. So you got amperage, speedometer, and battery charge level. Your basic requirements, and that's basically it. I believe it or not, you actually have a hazard light on this. You have other types of lights here as well. That's for your interior lighting if you're driving this at night. And that's for, I believe, your headlights. Yeah, kind of odd, but you have a seat belt. Like I said before at the beginning of my video, you can take this Moke up to 25 miles an hour. So yeah, safety is always a good concern, and it's always a good thing to have, but I can't imagine many people are using a seatbelt when they're driving around the community up to a maximum of 25 miles an hour. Frankly speaking, I'm a cyclist. I usually go up to 23 miles an hour on average. So, and I don't wear a seatbelt. So, you know, it is what it is. I guess could be regulatory at the same time. Rear seat space over here. I wouldn't say it's the most spacious, but you do have, you can put some, you know, children in the back. I wouldn't say a person that's 6'1", like my height, would be able to fit here comfortably in the rear. I'd say that it's got a little bit better suspension because it's got bigger wheels than a typical golf cart, for example. Of course, I've driven golf carts. And I don't know why it keeps on beeping, to be honest with you guys. Probably because I'm not wearing my seatbelt. Yeah, I mean, look, we're talking about a golf cart here. Wow, S63, guys, that's cool. I just reviewed that. Let's check out the acceleration on this. So I'm flooring it. Yeah, it's not great. So I floored it. It doesn't really push that hard. And even the brakes are kind of like a little bit not confidence inspiring. So I'm telling the camera guy right now just to be careful, because I'm gonna just slam a little bit on the brakes to show you guys. That's slamming on the brakes, believe it or not. So it's not that great. Yeah, look, I mean, this is not really a driving impressions review because it doesn't really have much of driving impressions. It's more if you're looking for a golf cart that you can drive around, you should definitely consider this, because it's you can personalize it way more than your typical golf cart, and it feels a little bit more plush, I guess you could say, than your typical golf cart, just because it's got bigger wheels. So yeah, not much else I can say, guys, about this, except for the fact that you got basically a little bit more stability and more comfort, and that's basically it, guys. So yeah, those are my impressions. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick review of this Moke right behind me. We're surrounded by all kinds of other Mokes. I want to give a huge thanks to Moke America of Orlando, which falls under the same brand dealership as the Aston Martin of Orlando. Make sure to check out their website. I'll put a link down below for you guys. And you know, if you guys are looking for something a little bit different than your typical golf cart to drive around your community, this is definitely something you guys should consider. And guys, don't forget to check out some of my other content in the library. I've reviewed some really cool cars in the last several weeks, like the S63 AMG Coupe, and some other cool cars just like that. And I want to give you guys thanks for all the views, follows, shares, and make sure to comment below with any questions that you guys have. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.